Welcome back. War became a reality for the people of Ukraine just hours ago as Russia has invaded Ukraine and the attack has more than begun. Here is what we know at this hour. Russia is targeting Ukraine's military bases. Ukrainians government, the president of Ukraine, President Zelensky, has issued martial law, and he is telling people not to panic. The other picture of this story is what you're seeing on your screen. People lining up to get gas, to get out of Ukraine and to seek refuge and safety in other countries, Romania and Poland, for example. We're seeing traffic jams of people trying to leave Kyiv and also Lviv tonight. Others are saying that they plan to stay and that freedom comes at a cost. It's not free, and we plan to defend our freedom. We spoke to a young man who was hiding out in his flat with others, preparing to go to a bomb shelter. We also have spoken with a woman just moments ago who is hiding in a stairwell, but both planning to stay. So the mentality of those in Ukraine tonight split. Some willing to stay and fight, confident in the Ukrainian government. Others not sure what Vladimir Putin has up his sleeve and what happens next now that this war has begun.
There's what happens next inside of Ukraine, and I would tell everyone that the fog of war is very real. We hear about a couple of helicopters and a couple of planes maybe shot down and some bombings and some sounds. The devastation that the Russian military has brought upon Ukraine that we will probably find out about over the next 12 and 24 hours will be devastating in the way that they have attacked and obliterated their military. This is obliterating the Ukrainian military. The worldwide implications of this are huge. European markets are set to crash. The Russian ruble has crashed. Oil has gone up nearly to $100 a barrel. The world is changing in a profound way. It was 78 years ago today that the American GIs, the American Marines, raised the flag on Iwo Jima, marking really the beginning of the end of World War II. And once again now, war has broken out inside Europe. The Economist just wrote, now that hostilities are breaking out, the most immediate question is how far Russia is prepared to subdue its neighbor. And that's what's going on. This is the shock and awe, the softening up before the urban combat we will see of Russian tanks moving across vast portions of Ukraine. The other thing to watch for here, and we're going to see this, Kelly Meyer was talking about this, the response of the United States and our allies. So much of that has already been baked into Vladimir Putin's calculus. Now the question is, you can see some lights on in the White House, the family residence of the first floor of this first family on the second floor on the right. The lights are out at the White House, indicating the president is most likely asleep. Will the United States be able to do something that Vladimir Putin has not already baked into his calculus?
That's the big question tonight, and our thoughts are with the Ukrainian people. It was chilling and also so brave to hear the personal accounts of their preparedness and their willing to stay and fight, and their optimism in their own government, but also in the world. Their call for support, that this is a much bigger thing than what we're seeing in Ukraine. There are global implications. Vladimir Putin is threatened by democracy, and this is just the beginning. Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.